professional wrestling.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Feast or Fired. I'm Brian with his Mel, my wife.
Hello.
And after a week off, and well, actually, sort of 2 weeks off, because 12th show was just that special where they showed a bunch of matches that already happened. I guess for the anniversary of 9/11, they just did not have a show. It was the 1 year anniversary, so I understand that. But with that said, we're back. This is September 18th, 2002 for TNA, and we're just going to get into it. All right, so we start off, Goldilocks is there. She's got Scott Hall with her. He talks about how he's back, how his partner, and it's Sean Waltman. He jumps into the view. It says, I'm gonna go do all my talking in the ring, and they walk on off, and so it's they're calling him Six Pac here. So it's Scott Hall and Six Pac now. They're a team, and they're going to be in the Gauntlet for the gold tonight for the vacant tag titles. We go to video footage earlier in the night. Got Lawler waiting outside for Jeff Jarrett. Jarrett is eventually come there. He pins Lawler into the wall, tells him that he's never touched his girlfriend, and that Lawler's being manipulated by this chick. I don't remember the girl's name. They said it, but I do not.
I'm gonna call her Diamond.
There's the insinuation that she's a whore, and we move on from that segment.
There's been more than one.
All right, next thing, Jeff Jarrett comes down to the ring. He says there's no more game, suspense, or mystery. He wants to know who's under the mask. The guy who's the fake bullet. Bill Bob. I say Bill, but it's Bob.
Cowboy hat, dude. That's all I put.
He doesn't really give them any time to answer. He says he's gonna come back and get to make them come out, and he immediately gets out of the ring and starts heading to the back. He goes back, he confronts Bob, but before he's able to do anything to the actual Bob Armstrong, the guy in the mask attacks him. They brawl out to the ring. The mask guy beats up Jarrett in the ring, and then finally, before he unmasks, he signals who he is to anyone in the know, but with his catchphrase when he's New Age Outlaws. And it's Road Dogg going by the name of BG James now. He gets the mic. He goes into a promo about his career up until this point, basically saying that at first he was friends with Jarrett and trying to stick with Jarrett, and being his friend almost killed his career. That he never forgave Jarrett for almost killing his wrestling career. That's kind of, and that, now that he's attacking his family, he's not going to let this stand. He also announces that tonight he's going to find himself a tag partner, and he's going to also be in the Gauntlet for the gold. Good for him. Another segment, still no matches. All right, Goldie is with the Elvises. It's just Siaki and Estrada. I'm sorry, sir. Is there anything you've wanted to add in any of these?
No, not yet.
All right, Goldie is with the Elvises. It's just Siaki and Estrada. Goldie basically confronts Estrada about how he's been lately. Or not Estrada, Siaki about how he's been lately. How he went from, everything's about him to seeming to be a team player once again. And he says he was doing some soul searching and decided the team was more important than just Sonny Siaki. Though at this point, we have learned that tonight there's a World Championship match between Truth and Jerry Lynn, in which I asked the question, I thought Siaki was the #1 contender. Whatever happened to that?
I have nothing. I thought it was sweet. Egomaniac, Sonny Siaki, was like, we should be behind Jerry Lynn. For the X Division. And it was I thought it was really sweet. He was like, yeah, we should do this. We should be behind him. Because he's helping, he's making the X Division seem better. I thought that was super sweet.
I really should have used that to telegraph what was coming, and I didn't. Stupid. Honestly, I wasn't suspecting the swerve later. So I guess
You're giving it away, honey.
That's sort of. This show's from 20. So.
What if someone hasn't watched it?
All right.
Maybe
Well, if they're watching this, spoilers anyways.
True.
Kid Cash versus AJ Styles is our first match of the night. They really like to put Kid Cash on first. It's like his third time. But it's fine. It's against AJ Styles, so it's a good showing from both of them. Does start with Styles having the mic. He sounds like a heel.
Yeah, he's still apparently really mad at Oodles.
Yeah, he runs down Siaki and Lynn. He says him and Jerry Lynn aren't done and that he's going to keep coming for the X Division Championship. Anyways, the match starts. We get some chain wrestling. Finally get some momentum going one way when we get to the outside. When we get to the outside of the ring and Cass dives to the outside with a head scissors takedown. But Styles quickly gets control back.
I've everything is back that. I feel like Stylus got hit in the jaw so many times in this one.
At one point, Cash went for his moneymaker finisher. This is like one of the only. This moment like scared me. He goes for his moneymaker. He doesn't get it. Styles then puts Cash up into a fireman's carry, and then drops him over the top rope while at the same time doing like a stunner or RKO or whatever, some sort of move where he decks him on the rope. But he's dropping him from the fireman's carry position, and that looked really dangerous. It's one thing if you're landing on your feet and you're controlling how you fall across the top rope. It's another thing if you're falling and just going across the top rope. That's a really good way to just like chop. There's just like land straight on your neck. I don't know. It seemed dangerous to me. I don't know. I know they're fine. It just looked like it looked sketchy for Cash. It continues. There's really is no one person in control through this entire match. They're both hitting really explosive, high energy moves and getting 2 counts. It was impressive overall. I did note at one point that they keep doing like top rope shenanigans, and we keep seeing drop kicks that seem to hit straight in the crotch, to the point where it happened 3 or 4 times, and I noted this is the drop kick to the dick match.
Don't you? They got hit in the junk so much. Like, I actually noted that I got hit in the junk. Because that's what I call it.
It's really supposed to be like the pelvis to like lower abdomen, but like it looks like every single time they've been getting kicked in the dick. The finish comes when Kid Cash gets AJ Styles in the corner. He goes for a Frankensteiner, but he doesn't get the follow through. Styles prevents him from that and puts him into the Styles Clash from the second rope and wins. So good job, AJ Styles, winning another match.
Yeah, I really do think that they got hit in the junk, by the way, because like Stylus was like walking afterwards. Either that or he's a really good actor.
All right.
I mean, I guess it could be either, huh?
No, I should have grabbed a water before this.
Haha.
Hey, can you go grab me one? You care?
No.
Ow. Whatever flavor's mine. All right. I'm going to continue. She's probably doesn't have anything to say about this next part. Goldilocks is in the back with Marcus Bagwell. Buff Bagwell. But he's going by Marcus Alexander Bagwell, I think. I didn't think he'd actually be coming back, but it's cool to see him back again. The entire point of this thing is to have BG James walk in and be like, hey, you want to be my partner for, we don't really know each other, but you want to be my partner for tonight. And they agree. So it's going to, the team tonight is going to be BG James and Marcus Bagwell. Welcome back, sweetheart.
Sorry. He was wearing pantyhose on his head. And breathing really hard.
Not think my throat would get as dry as quickly, mouth get as dry as quickly.
I work on phones over the day, so I'm used to talking.
Well, next segment. His actual name's Dustin Diamond, right?
I have his Saved by the Bell name.
Screech?
Yes, and I think I misspelled it.
I think his real name's Dustin Diamond.
I think it's Dustin something. I could look it up, but I don't want to.
I'll look it up real quick.
Oh my god. Is it really that important?
Dustin Diamond, yeah, I am correct. His real name's Dustin Diamond, but I have it written as Screech. So he's on the stage with Borash. He's being like kind of cocky, giving Borash the business. I don't know where this is leading. Eventually, there's an agreement to have. I guess Screech. I guess he's been doing celebrity boxing on. I don't remember what channel they said, but he's been doing a celebrity boxing show. And he's been doing okay there. So the gimmick here is he's gonna come box here, I guess. So they set up a match between him and the bell ringer, who is just some dorky fat guy.
I felt so bad for that. I put it was horrible and Screech is an asshole.
He one-shots the dude and walks out. I don't know what the point of this is.
No. Not only did he one-shot the guy. If he just one-shot the guy and like walked off, that would have been one thing. Nobody like fucking stepped on him, and I was like, dude, okay, first off, he didn't even want to. It was kind of the bell ringer was kind of
he got hyped up by Don West. And we all know Don West is a hype man.
He is. I'm so worried about his heart though.
It's fine. All right. Go to the back again because this is total nonstop action. The hot shots are there. They're being cocky, saying they gave up their spot in the Gauntlet for the gold to give these two new teams like a shot. But Goldie says, that's bullshit. It's because you guys are ranked number 10, and there's too many teams to enter it, which is weird considering we've got teams that seem to be entering on the day and not needing to qualify,
like cough drops, and bandana.
Those might have already been but I mean, like, BG James and Marcus Bagwell, they just entered that day.
From our records, they may have already been.
But
yeah.
No, okay, but James didn't even have a partner until he won the Marcus earlier in the show.
True.
Okay. But yeah. So yeah, there is a triple threat match now, a triple threat tag team match that's actually it's 3 corners. Because there's only two guys in the ring at a time, but the loser is not in the Gauntlet for the gold, and the other 2 teams are. That's how it's going to work.
Sorry, I love my notes on my segment.
We're not quite there yet, though.
Yeah, I know.
Before this ends, though, Disco comes in looking for Lawler. I didn't realize the reason why he was looking for Lawler is apparently Disco Inferno and Brian Lawler are a tag team in the Gauntlet for the gold as well.
Who knew?
Instead of other established tag teams, we're just making up tag teams for this and make it seem deeper, I guess, than it is.
I honestly didn't realize Annoying Guy was.
Oh, okay. The next segment actually was the boxing match, and it has written as Tiny versus Screech. But, yeah, we already covered that. KO punch, who walks out. All right, match number 3. Unless you have something to add, sweetheart.
Again, he was an asshole. He stepped on the guy.
I mean, yeah, he's supposed to be. Like, you're supposed to think he's an asshole. All right, so, ironically, well, because of recent events that happened at AEW, this is just really funny that 20 years later, we're getting to these guys being introduced into TNA. Or 20 years from this show, they had something happen in AEW. But this match is the 3 corners tag team match to determine not going to be in the Gauntlet for the gold.
Qualifier matches.
Whatever. The teams are Rave and Wild, Ace Steel, and CM Punk. Those are the 2 that I'm finding funny. And then the Hot Shots.
I'm just saying, like, anytime anyone talked about CM Punk, for some odd reason, I pictured him differently. So seeing him, like, at that point, he is ugly. Like, I mean, I know I can't talk because, I'm probably ugly in other people's minds, but, like, that was, like, one thing I noted. Like, I thought he was, like, in my mind when people talked about him, I thought he was supposed to be, like, looking and stuff like that.
I'll show you. I can show you a more
man.
contemporary picture of him. He doesn't look anywhere near as scruffy as he does.
Okay, maybe it was the hairstyle, maybe it was his outfit.
Oh yeah, the stringy blonde hair that he had way back then was gross.
It really was. It made him look.
I did not understand his. I understand he was decent in the ring, but I didn't understand like his appeal. Didn't look very charismatic or like anyone would get very much behind him. But
I'm also saying I did not know what his name meant. I honestly thought it was just initials for his name. Like, I really thought his last name was Punk. So.
Oh, you want me to say it's just for everyone's knowledge?
Sure.
The CM and CM Punk stands for Chick Magnet.
Found that out. I thought it meant like.
Well, because he was in a tag team called the Chip Magnets, and they both had CM and then a name. His was Punk. He just stuck with it.
I honestly thought it was like Charles Michael or something like that.
Charles Montgomery Punk.
Yeah, I thought that was an awesome name there, but
These two proper first.
Exactly.
These two proper names, and then his last name's Punk.
Yeah, like I thought that was cool, and then like
that'd be hilarious, but no, it stands for Chick Magnet. Letting me down here, Punk.
I will admit, like, he's at least kept his name for the like however long he's been wrestling. Like, kudos to that. As far as I know, he may have had another name.
All right. So, anyways, match starts. It's Punk versus Cassie O'Reilly. During this part, Punk and his teammate are in control. After he tags out, it's Wild and the Hot Shots. So the Hot Shots have their time in control. Then we get some time with Rave and Wild in control. It just give each team a little bit of time to show themselves off. Okay. We see Steel stopping a pin on Jimmy Rave at one point, and I don't know why. And this is the reason why TNA's stipulations not being made super clear whenever they have matches gets really, really annoying, because this match's stipulation absolutely is whoever loses is not in the Gauntlet for the Gold. So Ace Steel stopping a pin on someone who's not his partner makes absolutely no sense, because he doesn't gain anything.
I know that they did say that whichever team loses does not go to Gauntlet.
Okay, but that would have been okay if Steel had not stopped this pin. That would have been Rave and Wild that were eliminated from it. Steel and Punk would still have been it.
Well, maybe they did not like none of them liked the Hot Shots. From what I remember.
I understand that, but here's the thing, though. It doesn't matter if you don't like the Hot Shots or not. If you see someone who's not your partner, with these stipulations, someone not your partner getting pinned, if you prevent that pin, well, now you've just made it. You've just increased the likelihood that it could be you or your partner being.
But at the same time, what he made.
There's nothing to gain from preventing someone else from winning here when you don't actually get anything for winning. Yeah, that's kind of what he looks like now.
Okay, yeah, he's not that bad looking. Sorry, I looked up CM Punk on my phone because I was seriously curious.
Yeah, he drops the blonde and goes to, his dark hair eventually, and it looks better that way.
Yeah.
The blonde hair looks stringy, but it's terrible.
And I think that threw me off.
Distracted me from the match, though.
Anyway,
But, yeah, I understand, everyone hates Hot Shots, because it becomes clear because everyone starts attacking the Hot Shots specifically. Not
only that, but it could be like, if I save this team, maybe they'll save one of mine.
I don't know.
Again,
you can't assume that in this sort of match.
No,
But oddly enough, with everyone attacking the Hot Shots are fighting off all four guys. So though after their little flurry of fighting off the four guys, Chase Stevens does do a dive to the outside, which he misses, and just lands flat on his back on the outside. And then him and whoever else was out there. There was like him and the 3 other guys that were out there at the moment it was 2 other guys at the moment. Get dived on by Wild, and that just leaves Cassidy and Ace Steel in the ring. Steel does a gory special into a neck breaker and gets the pin on Cassie O'Reilly, so the Hot Shots are getting eliminated from the Gauntlet with the gold match. And Ace Steel and CM Punk win this match.
I was super confused of who the legal men were, but it sounds like watching it that it didn't.
Okay, it's been a running thing. You know this. I know this. It has been a running thing so far in TNA where the legal man has just been
whoever makes the pin.
The whole legal man thing has been more of a suggestion than a rule. Now, okay, in WWE, there are times when, yes, the referee doesn't see a tag, but he assumes there is one.
Okay,
but usually you can still follow who the legal man is and stuff like that. They usually do a pretty good job of not letting it get that confused.
What is this, Code of Pirates?
But TNA just seems to lose track of it all the time.
So it's the pirate code.
I guess they just really, really like things being more chaotic, I guess.
Well, I mean, it's total nonstop action with stopping action.
Speaking of which, to the back. Goldie is with AMW, America's Most Wanted. They're excited about getting a shot at the tag titles that they did not initially get because they got taken out by the Hot Shots that one time.
Oh yeah, I forgot to say this. The Hot Shots threw a hissy fit when they lost.
Oh yeah. Stevens was doing Christian's temper tantrum.
I thought both of them were.
One was just kind of yelling angry. The other one was laying on his back, kicking and screaming.
Sorry, I forgot about that.
The only thing of real note here was that in this little interview was, I mean, they're excited about getting their shots at the titles, but Chris Harris is not even letting the cowboy gimmick get to him tonight, which has been a running gag with the two. He's just like, I don't even care about the cowboy shit. We're getting our title shots. I'm too excited about that. All right. Moving on. Scott Hall and Six Pac come out. They just do kind of a recap of their history. So it's kind of like what BG James, kind of justifying where they've been and how they got here. They get jumped by Ron Harris and Brian Lee. Because we've been seeing them trying to show their dominance lately. I keep saying, Brian Lee and Ron Harris, their whole thing right now is that we're the two biggest guys we're basically the two biggest guys and the biggest team altogether in the tag team division, and we can dominate. And that's what they're trying to show here, but they do not manage to get over on Scott Hall and Six Pac. This ends with Lee getting hit with the outsider's edge from Hall. So we're getting I don't know if it's gonna be I don't know if there's gonna be a feud between these two teams or what, but I think that was just to build up Hall and Pac together, since we haven't seen Sean Waltman in TNA yet. This gives them some heat going into. All right, Goldie is with Lawler in the back now. He's looking for his girlfriend. She reminds him of the Gauntlet who's the goldest tonight, and he seems to have completely not even realized that it was tonight and that he's in it. I just wrote down that he's really pissed, and that's it. All right. Anything to add?
No. But your brother texted me asking it.
Well, that's not something we know.
Sorry.
All right. Next, all I have written is, why is the NASCAR guy back?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Hermie Sadler's back, now sporting a goatee. Do a short interview with him. This is all just promoting the fact that there's TNAs are going to be. He's going to be driving the TNA car in NASCAR. But they talk about him like being surprising everyone by getting in the ring, showing that he's an athlete and getting a victory. But they completely dance around the fact that the guy that he got in the ring with and won against was their current world champion. Not right this second.
Sorry.
So, which was a good thing. It's probably not a good idea to say, hey, by the way, this NASCAR guy beat our world champion a few weeks ago, like a month ago.
Wasn't it didn't he actually win due to the fact that what's his face Eddie Gordo kept beating him up like after the match?
I don't remember the circumstances. I just remember that he won.
It's not like with the sunglasses and Toby Keith.
As I said, I don't remember the circumstances. I just remember that he doesn't really matter.
Could always look back on it.
I probably could look it up, but I don't really care. I don't care about the NASCAR dude.
I'm just saying.
With that said, NASCAR dude sits down at ringside for the next match, which is Bruce versus some woman in the audience.
And he's like, I don't understand why people like, why is he doing this? Is what the race car dude said. Like, I don't understand at all.
I don't understand it at all either.
Most people don't.
I also know that they had terrible audio mixing because Bruce was talking and all we could hear was the NASCAR dude talking.
I was fine with this.
I was fine with it too, except for the fact I don't care about either of them.
Yes, but I like one more than the other. Oddly.
I don't know which one's which.
I don't like Bruce.
Okay. So yeah, he challenges some chick in the audience as she's getting in the ring. He holds the ropes for her to get into the ring, but like as she's bent over climbing in, he attacks her. He wins with no resistance, and then he attacks after them. And he attacks after he won, and then NASCAR dude fights off Bruce.
Which I thought was kind of nice.
Ridiculous, but okay.
I mean, some random fan. So it could have been a fan of NASCAR too. Like, I don't know.
Moving on. Goldilocks is with Jerry Lynn in the back. He's giving R-Truth compliments about how he's the best right now. But the Truth, who is like nearby, hears this and takes issue with basically saying, the right now. He's like, no, I'm just the best, period, and I'm going to prove it to you. Going the whole, just badass heel that he's supposed to be right now. He ends up saying basically that, he'll have to kill Truth for him to be able to take the belt from him. Oh yeah, this sets up the match later, which should actually, honestly, I think at this point, I didn't know. We'll get to it when we get to it.
No, I will admit that we mentioned this earlier. Not like earlier on this, but like while we were watching it, that Cough Drops and Jerry Lynn just look on the wider side for this show. Like,
I don't know if it was just how they were standing or just the way the belt looks or what. Few of the guys tonight all just look like they're bloated around the gut area, and I don't know why. I don't think they've gained weight. I think I don't know if they just had bad catering and they're all bloated. I don't know.
Or if they just ate.
Or if they're just walking, or if it's the camera angle. I don't know. It was just everyone. I wasn't going to mention it, but since you brought it up, yeah, the guys were looking rounder tonight. I don't know why. It doesn't persist. I know.
No, it doesn't. Like, one of the next camera angles, it's like, okay, did he poop or something?
Okay. It really was not important. But anyways, next, second to last match. But it's the Gauntlet for the gold. The tag titles. I really only have anything. I don't only really have like entrance and eliminations mostly noted, so we'll just go through it.
That's what I have.
It's really hard in these multi-man matches to keep track of a lot of stuff.
I do have one thing, but
there are some like important moments. I'll have those written down. But things like this, it's really just who's in, who's out, blah blah blah. All right, and what's important. All right, number one entrant is Brian Lawler. This is the point where we actually learn Disco Inferno partner. And the number 2 entrant is James Storm. Getting into the ring, Lawler crotches Storm on the ropes. That's how things start. Next is one of the Maximos. I don't even know which one because they at one point say both names. I don't know if they actually know which one.
Are they twins?
I don't think so. I think they're just brothers.
It's not like security guard guy and brother.
Yeah.
Which also I nicknamed
Ron and
security
Don
guy.
Harris are actually twins. But after Higginson, during this, I noted that Lawler had just dropped his goggles and shit in the center of the ring, and that Storms took the goggles and put them on. That was funny.
Oh, I thought it was hilarious. I also thought it was really dangerous to have that stuff in the middle of the ring where people wrestle and fall.
It's not the worst stuff to fall on. Derek Wilde's the number 4 entrant, who's Lawler immediately eliminates, and then eliminates the Maximo. Again, I don't know which one. I think it was Joel, but I'm not positive. Then he eliminates Storm, which leaves just Lawler in the ring for to be met by Marcus Bagwell. Bagwell seems to be really reinvigorated, looking like he's back into in the ring again, not that downtrodden he seemed to be left. Number 6 entrance Cobain from Disciples of the New Church. Number 7's Ace Steel.
I do want to let you know that at one point in time, John Austin look-like is biting Top Hat. Like biting his head.
I have it. I said there seems to be some bad blood between Lawler and Bagwell as they're having really vicious back. They seem to be having really vicious, especially Lawler biting him and stuff.
Yeah, it was like vicious. It was super vicious. That was scary.
Number 8 entrant is Estrada. Number 9, Brian Lee. Number 10, Six Pac. When Six Pac enters the ring, he basically runs wild on everyone. To the point where he's even doing things like he even does like a knife edge chop that eliminates Cobain. Number 11 entrant CM Punk enters. Just as he gets in the ring, Steel is eliminated, so that completely avoided them having that 2-man advantage. Number 12 entrant is Jimmy Rave. Number 13 is Ron Harris. This makes Ron Harris and Brian Lee the first full team together in the match.
Hey, Punk and Steel almost did it.
Almost. At this point, they're working together to eliminate. They're working together. They eliminate Estrada, who, despite he gets eliminated, but he does a really good job fighting against them and preventing himself for a little bit. So they get tied up doing that. Then they quickly eliminate Punk and Rave. They also eliminate Bagwell and Lawler together. Number 14 entrant is B. James, and then Jose Maximo, who is immediately eliminated.
What would I put?
I think it's Jose Maximo. I don't know which Maximo was. 6 is doing all right, but Lawler attacks 6 from the outside of the ring, which that distraction causes him to be eliminated. The next entrance, number 16, is Slash. Slash, Ron Harris, and Brian Lee are all teaming up together to on BG James now for some reason. Number 17 entrant, Sonny Siaki. 18 is Disco Inferno. 19 is Scott Hall. Hall getting in, he manages to eliminate Ron Harris, so now it's come down to basically all single people for teams. And then the number 20 entrant is the Wildcat Chris Harris. While he was entering, I think Slash was eliminated, so we didn't get to see who did it. Did you catch who eliminated Slash?
Honey, I never put who did it. I just
I think it was off. I don't think Slash was eliminated. Sonny Siaki accidentally eliminates himself.
Yeah, didn't he out?
I don't remember. I just have it written in that he accidentally eliminates himself.
That's a whoopsie.
Hall eliminates Disco Inferno.
Thank God.
Hall and BG James are fighting each other, and at that time, Brian Lee pushes them both over the top rope, leaving just him and Harris. So, the match now comes down to Ron Harris and Brian Lee versus America's Most Wanted. Storm, on his way to come out, gets stopped by Ron Harris on the ramp, who beats him up and does I think he does a choke slam on the ramp. So that leaves Chris Harris, at least for a little bit, alone in the ring, fighting the two big guys. Also during this, Jeff Jarrett comes out and attacks BG James and takes him to the back. We don't see them again for a little bit.
I have a question. Is Shampoo Commercial and Security Guy Brother heels?
All right. Harris is fighting valiantly alone against Ron and Lee.
He did really well.
Yeah, he's doing well considering. They're mostly in control of him, but he's hanging in there. Storm literally crawls his way down to the ring, and multiple times tries to climb up onto the ring ropes and gets knocked down by Ron Harris.
They're two Harris.
It's really confusing when you got two guys with the same last name.
Do you see now why I do weird nicknames for them? Then I don't remember their
Eventually,
names.
though, he does get the climb up. He does get a tag. Actually, I don't think he even gets a tag in. He climbs into the ring, and they go after him, but he finally manages to get his second wind and starts fighting them off. But he does get slammed again really badly. It looks like at this point, like Brian Lee and Ron Harris are in. Ron Harris gets out of the ring, sets up a table, and puts James Storm on the table. And meanwhile, Brian Lee is beating up Chris Harris in the ring. And it looks like he's going to go powerbomb Chris Harris onto James Storm, who's outside of the ring on a table. That's what they're setting up to do.
That sounds like it would be painful.
But Wildcat Chris Harris reverses this, gets in a really quick pin, and wins the match.
Yay!
And that was the end. So,
Kitty.
and they book it up. Him and Storm book it up the ramp and get their belts. And America's Most Wanted is now the NWA Tag Team Champions.
They are a really good team. Like, I don't.
And are still undefeated as a team.
Wait, they still have that belt?
Hmm?
They still have that specific belt?
What belt?
Belt that they just won. The one that
They are undefeated as far as we've watched.
Oh.
As a team.
Oh. I thought you meant. Okay. Never mind.
I don't know what Chris Harris does now. James Storm might still be in TNA.
Huh. That's some loyalty to.
But no, they've not remained a team this whole time because Chris Harris eventually at some point goes and works in WWE for a little bit. James Storm teams with Bobby Roode and a tag team called Beer Money for a while. And then they both end up being world champions like back to back.
That just sounds sad.
This is years down the line though. This is like 12 years from. It's like 10 years from where.
That is so depressing though.
All right. We cut to the back again we see BG James bleeding pretty so it looks like he's supposedly bleeding pretty heavily with his brother and father there helping him out. We just assumed Jarrett bloodied him and then left, I guess. All right, final match of the night. World Championship match, Jerry Lynn versus Ron the Truth Killings. At the start of the match, it looks like Truth demands that the referee check Jerry Lynn for foreign objects in his boots and stuff. While he's doing that, though, he jumps Lynn.
You know, I think this is the only match where they've ever done that.
Yeah. It starts off with a lot of brawling until Lynn gets a head scissors takedown. Lynn keeps in control for a while with his high-flying maneuvers and speed. Truth does manage to get him outside of the ring and then drops him face first on the table, which busts Lynn open, and Lynn is bleeding pretty heavily throughout the rest of this match. His face is almost entirely red from this.
Was that an accident, do you think?
No, he bladed.
Oh, okay.
Lynn does seem to try to repeat some moves that worked on Truth earlier in the match, but Truth actually is able to choreograph this, and and go make it work against him. Like for instance, one thing he did was like getting whipped in the corner, but Truth does a thing where he jumps up, like he thinks Lynn's going to follow him into the corner. He's going to get, if by jumping up, he'll get up, over, and then behind Lynn, but Lynn doesn't follow. Did that once earlier in the match, and Lynn got the upper hand on Truth. But this second time he did it, Truth did that and immediately ran back out to attack Lynn. That's what I mean by this, to say he was doing moves that worked before, but didn't the second time.
Now, during this entire thing, though, other people from the X division are actually going out around the ring and like cheering, which I thought was really, really, really like
we weren't quite there yet.
Oh, I thought we were.
No.
Skipped ahead.
Yeah. My next note was Lynn only manages minor offense. This is basically Truth brutalizing him. But yeah, he gets little minor offensive moves, but for the most part, Truth keeps control, keeps brutalizing Lynn, showing him basically, this is what you get for disrespecting me.
Even though he didn't disrespect him.
As I said, the story of the match seems to be the Truth was demanding respect and was willing to beat it into you. And then Lynn's half of the story here is that he's showing the resilience of the X division, its competitors. Truth even puts Lynn into a submission that has basically both his arms and his legs tied up, and Lynn had to, and I've never seen this before, basically crawl using only his upper body, his like chest and stomach, to make his way over to the rope and put his head on the rope to get the rope break.
That was fun.
That was awesome, though. That made him look like such a badass.
You see now why Oodles and Noodles is my top favorite?
Lynn also managed to kick out of an axe kick, which is one of Ron's finishers. It was at this point that I noted that Styles showed up outside of the ring. I thought at first it was just going to be Styles, and he was coming out to be an asshole to Lynn. But then Kid Cash came out, and so did the Maximos and the Elvises. Basically, every X Division guy in attendance showed up.
Yeah.
Or at least that we associate with the X Division so far.
And in all honesty, I thought the same thing. I thought Styles was going to be a dick too, but no, he actually tried to help.
Yeah. With the encouragement from the X Division guys, Lynn gets a second win and finally gets some control back. He does his package pile driver, but Killings manages to kick out of that. This is really elevating this match. These two really elevated this match as to be probably. This is what I was going to say earlier, but this has probably been the best world championship so far.
Yes.
Easily. At one point, Lynn gets a pin and Ron gets his foot on the rope, but Styles tries to prevent the ref from seeing this by shoving his foot off, and it seemed like that irritated the other X Division guys, basically. Like, let him do it himself. You know what I mean? Let Lynn win on his own.
Yeah.
The ref was distracted by this, though, because he saw it. And with that distraction, Lynn had gone up to do something, and Sonny Siaki was the one to now attack Jerry Lynn and screw him. Which... After he did that, he booked it to the back because everyone else started chasing Sonny Siaki.
Well, he got the attention he wanted.
Yeah, so with the help of Sonny Siaki, R-Truth, Ron Killings gets the pin and the victory, and he retains his belt. And then with a minute remaining, okay, BG James comes out. Truth is attacking him now. And Jarrett comes out to attack him, and then he gets saved by Six Pac and Hall. And it ends there, basically.
It looks
with
like...
Six Pac, Hall, and BG James fighting off Truth and Jeff Jarrett.
So it looks like Sunglasses is gonna die again.
Yeah, Jarrett's just laying in the ring. So I said, okay, Jarrett's dead again. I really wish that we had that running gag. It's a running gag I'll never get. Moving on. That was the show. Sweetheart, how do you feel?
Well, I'm torn.
I'm not.
I'm torn because Oodles of Noodles lost, and I'm sad. And I hate Maniac.
Okay.
I hate him even for almost every episode. But I'm happy that Kitty and Country Singer won. So, because there was actually a lot of action, I am going to give it a feast.
I don't know if I'd say there's a lot.
A lot more action than there has been.
I have 6 matches listed.
One was like a battle royale. Like, give it a minute.
I have 6 matches listed. One of them was the boxing match, and another one was Bruce. So there was only really 4 matches this night. But with that said, we've had the best world championship match to date. We had the Gauntlet with the gold that finally gave America's Most Wanted the World Tag Team Championships. And all around, some solid storytelling, solid setting up for the future, and I think we're in a good... I think right here, TNA looks like it's a really good place, so I give this an enthusiastic feast.
On the bright side, at least as of right now, I don't see any of these storylines just being abandoned like other storylines that we've had in less than 3 months.
I think that just comes to the nature of not being able to book everyone consistently and not certain who's going to stick around.
I was talking.
I don't think they expected. I don't think initially they had thought Ken Shamrock was going to be there for a month and a half and then be done.
I was talking about that lady.
Oh, I don't know. I think that had something to do with Ed Ferrara, and with him being gone, they stopped that too. As I said, this had more to do with like they don't have anything consistent set up yet. But we're gonna get there. We're gonna have more consistency going forward. I know a lot of who we have now stays around for a while, so we should be having better pace, more follow through on storylines, some storylines going longer. I'm really excited to see where this goes. As I said, they're in a really strong spot right now as far as building for the future and where this could lead. That said, though, that's everything I've got.
That's a double feast.
I know Don West gave us a heads up of what's going on next week, but I don't remember most of it.
Mainly, I'm worried about him having a heart attack.
I know he said Low Key was coming back, so we're going to have Low Key next week. I know he said that BG James and Jeff Jarrett were going to get into it.
Again, I'm worried that...
Though. It'd be like the 4th week in a row.
And I'm still worried that he's going to have a freaking heart attack. Like, he is super excited.
He is a hype man. He is good at his job.
He
just looks like he's about to die when he's doing it.
Super concerned for him.
But, yeah, with that, I think we're done.
I think we are too.
All right. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, whatever. It's been great. Glad to be back. Have a wonderful day and keep on wrestling.